This is a CARF 330 SC Extra Special Hybrid. It is a hybrid because it is a mix of a CARF fuselage and Pilot wings and tail assembly. Those two companies came together to make this thing extra special. I love the Extra. I love the Yak 54. This thing looks amazing, and I have quite the setup for this, and I hope you follow along, because to give you guys a teaser, this baby gonna be electric. And there it is. That is the Stinger 85 from HV Aviation. That's what's going to be going in this. Some super special high-tech titanium servos and Jetty duplex for a radio system. Let's get into the unboxing and really see what this beauty looks like, shall we? So the way this goes, when you can't fly, you build. And we are going to take out all this stuff that's in here for protection. Make sure our workbench is, for the most part, nice and clean. We don't want any scratches or messes on this thing. We want to make sure that this baby is well taken care of. It's well packed up. This is my nose cone. Got some wheel pants. See what else we got in the magic bucket. Nice. Check that stuff out. We have a pack of all of our linkages, it looks like, already built. And we have our control horns that are in there, some hinges. Most of the stuff usually comes pre-hinged from CARF, so we'll check that out and we'll see what happens. But those look like our rudder horns, and then the others for ailerons and an elevator. So this thing we more or less don't need. Throw that out. Let's look at this beautiful cowling. Oh, what else we got in here? All this nice fiberglass stuff. We want to make sure we don't ruin anything. Try and keep it pretty for the field so we ruin it there. Hopefully not. This will be by far, guys, built and designed as the nicest plane that I've ever owned. I've wanted a CARF for a long time. The deal on this one was right at the right moment, so we got into that. So that looks like that's for our landing gear. So get rid of that. Bear with me while we cut things open here. I want to see what's in there, because the quality should be utterly outstanding with this. I would not expect anything different from those two companies. They're both between Pilot and that really thick, beefy gear. So this plane is estimated, we're going to bring this thing in when I did all the calculations on it, right around 18.5 pounds. And this plane should be, man, look at how solid that gear is. It's nice. Really heavy duty. Hope we don't break that. This plane should come in right around 18 pounds and have a 2.4 to 1 thrust ratio. And I'll tell you where we got all that information from as we go through this unboxing. And look at that. The cowl is already pre-drilled. How beautiful, man. We got to get a spinner yet for it. Most of the time they don't come with a spinner. Again, very gentle as we open things. Check these wheel pants out. Wheel pants are an Achilles heels, man. They look nice, but grass and stuff, you tear them up pretty quick. But those are some pretty just basic wheel pants. Got a little bit of a seam right there. To be honest, I've seen nicer wheel pants that don't have that seam in there. I don't know what you can even do about that, but unless you do a total refinish and repaint, but I'm not. We'll leave it at that. So this thing is going to be, if I haven't told you already, a 2.3 meter, so a 92-inch wingspan. This will also by far be the biggest plane that I've ever owned. 84-inch wingspan. Well, I guess you have to look at that in another perspective. Aerobatic plane 84 is the biggest wingspan that I've ever owned, short of my X-Cub. That's at 112. So that's a pretty big plane, but I don't put them in the same category. So nice canopy that you have to cut out. Typical. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Setting that off to the side. Get that stuff over there. There she is, guys. There is the big reveal. Looks like we got our tubes there. Little pack of hardware. So look at that thing. That fuselage literally weighs nothing. There's nothing to that. You can literally lift this thing with one finger. So the question now becomes, what does it look like with the cowl on it? So there's the motor box is already pre-formed. Yep, pre-drilled, ready to go. Look at how that thing sits. How gorgeous is this thing? We don't want to lose it. Yep. How nice. How nice. Take you for a run down the side of it. So there's two boxes here. The other one has the wings in it. We'll have to get that out. That thing will sit there just like that. Man, look at how gorgeous this plane's going to be, guys. There's on the inside. Paint job is beautiful. I see the plane still has the mold lines. They use a little piece of tape right there at the mold, at the seams to kind of cover that up. But, I mean, quality. Oh, and the cool thing about CARFs is they're painted in the mold. So, although that, like this white is a sticker, the black, the red, the black and the red is, all of that is done inside the mold. So you can't even scratch that if you wanted to. You'd have to go way down in the inside to scratch it. It's not external. So anyway, let's get you mounted back up here and we'll check these packages and we'll see what else we have in there. And then we'll get the wings out, because the wings are the amazing part of this plane by far. So there is for our horizontal stabs in the back. Got that thing. Nice aluminum tube. If you wanted to, you can go to RJX Hobby and get yourself a custom-made wing spar tube. If you wanted to, maybe cut down on weight even a little bit more. See what type of equipment they give us in here. So this is going to be electric, no choke servo, no throttle servo. Looks like we got some really stealthy hinges for the rudder, pull cable for the rudder, bunch of washers. Looks like we got some quick release knobs, probably for the wings. So that way you can thumb screw those in. Looks like a pretty robust selection there. It looks like they give you everything for the rudder and pull setup. And then it looks like we have our rudder tray there and a couple formers, servo cutouts. Oh, it looks like, if you're going to run tuned pipes, look at that. They also give you the pieces, the wood pieces in there for tuned pipes. So they give you a pretty nice collection of things, but I don't know how much of that we're going to be using, but we do have to find a way to make a battery tray and make it accessible. This is going to be a 12S setup. So let's get this garbage cleared off and let's go get some wings. Guys, it is time to get into these gorgeous wings. Are you ready for this? Oh, baby. Oh, my. So here is your look of your horizontal stabs reference for your hand. They already come with some really big nylon hinges, hinged hinges in there, and they're pinned. So not only they're glued in, but they're pinned. But this stuff's all made by Pilot, Fuselage by CARF. They have a carbon rod in there. Extra 330 special hybrid. And look where them servos are going to go. Servos go into the inside in there, and then they'll pop out through those pockets. So this one I'll just let in there, but that one's the same. For reference, so light, weighs next to nothing, and this is a monocoque covered. So the nice part about electric, you're never near the prop, right? So safety wise it's better, mess wise it's better, monocoque holding up it's better. No, you can't do smoke and cool things, but I want to become a better pilot, and this thing's going to help me to do that. So it looks like we're going to have to hinge that. Here it is. Here's the meat and potatoes, fellas. Guess we can leave that on there. It looks like we can slide this out the end. Yeah, got a couple small wrinkles there. We can get those out. That's the typical monocoque. Man, these things weigh nothing. Look at that. And they got studs. So that's what those wheels are for. They'll just thread onto there. They already have the string held in so you could fish all your leads. We're going to custom make those using 20 gauge wire and high-tech titanium servos, man. Highly recommended by my good friend, Mr. Ronnie London. So I went with them. They're not cheap, but man, they're 500 ounces of torque apiece. They will be stout on this, fellas. I promise you that. Super quiet, perfect resolution on them, no chattering. Look at how gorgeous that is. Man, this thing is going to look amazing. We want to be just careful here as we do things on the bench. We don't want to be poking holes and stuff. Man, look at how perfect that is. Ugh. And I like how this is molded. Like, look at that craftsmanship. Like, this is flush here, and then they got this to sit right up against the fuselage on the lower part. So I think we're also going to use some what's called vinyl protect from 3M. We put it on the front of cars, and you put it on the hoods and stuff to protect from paint chips. I got some of it off of Amazon, so I have some pieces, and I think what we'll do is right on the edge of the fuselage, I think we'll outline this pattern, so that way the wing, as it sits against that fiberglass. It doesn't rub and tear any of the paint off or wear through any of the clear coat or anything. So just a little something to protect that. But guys, God, is that gorgeous. Oh, I can't wait to get this thing in the air and start building this. So there you go. There's the once over. We'll pull you off here. And that was funny. Rewind it. You'll catch it. But anyway, here we go. The wings, rudder, elevators. Look at that gorgeous body. Man, you got a nice body. Hey, baby, how about a little porch with that swing? Look at that thing. God, is this going to be a great build. Let me show you also. So here they are. Look. Right there. Look at them gorgeous things. We're going to get some different control arms for those things, longer ones. But these things come with pads. PAD stands for power absorbing device, and what they do is they're kind of like a capacitor, but that way you don't have kickback on the elevators from these coreless servos. So sometimes that's an issue, but they come with pads. That, guys, is super cool. Thanks for joining me on the unboxing. I can't wait to start on this build. Follow along. Going to be a great power system in this, great control system, using the Jetty, using that Stinger 85 system. Can't wait. Let's get going.